Thank you so much. Can we now go to the in-committee items? And can you...
Speaker, I previously asked to address the council on the procedure that you're following in terms of the in-committee items. Can I do that now?
Okay. Over to you, Councillor Wasserman.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, in the Constitution, at section 160, subsection 7, it says that a municipal council must conduct its business in an open manner and may close its sittings or those of its committees only when it is reasonable to do so, having regard to the nature of the business being transacted. So that is repeated in the Systems Act. And then our rules of order at section 16 deals with the exclusion of the public from meetings. It says that the public may be excluded from the meeting, firstly, when directed, where so directed by the Speaker, or B, where so decided by council upon a motion from any councillor to that effect. Now, Speaker, you haven't given a direction, but you have put these items on the in-committee agenda, so I'm assuming that the direction comes from you, but then you must comply with subsection 4, and that is that the motion for the exclusion of the public must be minuted. And that, Speaker, entails council debating the reasons for the exclusion of the public, but without discussing the matter. And that is the only way, Speaker, in terms of our rules, that you can move items into the in-committee section. Speaker, there are at least 3 items that should not be discussed in the in-committee section, and to do so would be unlawful. Thank you, Speaker. I ask then that you follow the procedure as set out in the rules of order and debate the reasons for moving these items to in-committee. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Weideman. Maya, I see your hand is up.
Speaker, I'm Councillor Wasserman.
Speaker, thank you very much.
Councillor Wasserman? No, thank you. Wait, Maya. You want to add something?
No, I just wanted to correct you. You once again called me Councillor Weideman. So I just wanted to point out that my surname is Wasserman. Thank you, Speaker.
My apologies. Thank you, Maya. I see your hand, and I see Councillor Kosana's hand and Councillor Matika's hand.
Speaker, let me first start to congratulate Councillor Ace in his appointment as chairperson of MPEC. I believe, Speaker, that he do have the capabilities and the stature of a person that take Naisna very seriously. I've read his book and his heart is on the right place. And I know that he will make sure that this council will be kept on its toes. So again, congratulations, Councillor Ace. Speaker, on the point that Councillor Wasserman raised, no, she's correct, Speaker. And I totally agree that that process needs to be followed in this regard. But I also believe that the MM would also need to come in here and probably advise us on certain of these issues. But I fully agree with what Councillor Wasserman have just said. Thank you.
Speaker.
Speaker.
Matika. Matika.
Thank you, Speaker. I think also, Speaker, I need to echo with the mayor of the town. In terms of, I think the MM will be the right person to explain why in white paper. Due to the rules are very clear that the Speaker or the person designated by the Speaker must prepare an agenda for a meeting, which in this case, I think the MM is designated by your office. I assume that, so that the MM can take us through why we invite these items on white paper. Maybe there are legal reasons, so that we don't drag each other. It's too late now. Please.
Thank you, Councillor Kusana. Councillor Matika.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, I also wanted to concur that 3 of these items out of 4, 3 of them could be on the white paper. We must remove them from green paper and then we debate them here. And I think we as a council could take that decision, because I believe that it's an interest of everyone that this item to be discussed on the public platform. I think it's only one item that I think we can maybe discuss on the in committees, but the other 3, I believe that we must remove them and discuss them openly on the public platform. I don't think there's anything to hide. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor Matika.
Yes, Speaker, thank you. Speaker, now it's up to the council to decide whether they want an item to be in committee or in an open agenda. So if the councillors want to move items to the open agenda, it's entirely up to the council to do so. Even though you've determined to place them on the green items, if council so decides, that should move to the white papers.
Councillor Matika, and Councillor
Yeah.
Wasserman and Councillor Kusana.
Therefore, Speaker, I move item number 15.2 to stay on the green page, all other items to come to the white page. Did you hear me, Speaker?
Yes, Councillor
Speaker?
Matika. Yes. Councillor
Okay.
Wasserman.
Thank you, Speaker. Yes, I agree. I just believe in terms of the rules of order, we must minute that the motivation for excluding the item, I think you said it was the second item, I haven't got it in front of me, is that it deals with disciplinary issues against members of staff. Thank you, Speaker.
It's 15.2, Councillor Wasserman.
Thank you very much, Councillor Bowmans.
Who is seconded, Councillor Kusana? And then I see the Manager of Legal and then the
Speaker, 15.3. I want to ask council to consider to keep it in committee, and I would motivate that in the committee meeting, and there's a specific reason for that, Speaker. There's a specific reason for that, but 15.3, I want to recommend to you that you keep it in committee.
Councillor Kusana, your hand is still up.
Thank you, Speaker. Sorry, Speaker. I think by the guidance of the MM now, it says that the agenda must be 15.1 on white paper and 15.4 must be on white paper, and 15.2 and 15.3 must be on a green paper. I think we should allow that space for the MM. Then let's continue, Speaker, to save time with 15.1 and 15.4 on the open agenda. Thank you.
Thank you. So you are seconded what Councillor Matika and Councillor Wasserman were saying. Councillor Wasserman.
No, I don't agree. Speaker, that item that is being referred to by the Acting Municipal Manager can be discussed, but the issue with regards to addresses can be left out of the discussion. I think that is the only issue in that item that needs to be kept confidential. The addresses.
Speaker, Councillor Kusana here.
Yes, Councillor
I think,
Kusana.
Speaker, we should allow the space of the MM. Speaker, it talks to us, councillors, and the safety of us. I think the MM want us be the only people who know that where will the councillors be in terms of their safety. I don't want to preempt what the MM want to tell us. Let's give the MM that space, because that item spoke to councillor safety. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Kusana.
Speaker, no, it's exactly the locations that are important, that should be kept in confidence. And if you move the item to the white paper now, those that information will be available. We won't have the time to redact the information that's there. So if council can deal with the matter without making that information available, then I'm quite happy for council to discuss the rest of the item. But it's exactly the locations that I want us to keep confidential.
I'm not very Melanie, I see your hand is up.
Speaker, thank you. I just wanted to echo what the MMS said. Council must be mindful that once you resolve for the item to go into the open agenda, the entire item as it is submitted goes to the open agenda, which will include the addresses that's set out in item 5.3. So you cannot take out some portions because the entire item as it is written will then go onto the open agenda.
Thank you, Melanie, for that advice. So we are keeping item 5.2 and 5.3 for the committee agenda. Councillor Wasserman.
Can I just say that I don't agree? I think that council can resolve that, and we've done this in the past, that certain parts stay on the white papers and certain parts go into green. It's very easy to split the information, and I think the public has a right to know that there was a proposal with regards to the use of property. So, and what the financial implications thereof are. The only issue that needs to stay in committee is that of the location of those properties. It has been done before, it can be done, the information can be split, no problem at all. Thanks, Speaker.
Speaker?
Yes,
Kosana, yes, Speaker. Speaker, I think when Councillor Wasserman was giving us her credentials, she also said that she represented people in court. I think in court, when they start to talk about a safe house, it means that people must not know where that person is going to be. Here is about the protection of people here. If people have read this item, it's talking about the safety of councillors and the protection in the location. There's nothing that we are hiding to the public, but we are saying here in an action that it's a safe house one. We need to read it. The safe house, no one must know where that person is. Even in court, even your family members, sometimes they don't know where the court take you to. Now we can't take this report to a white paper. And what's the paper to take it to a white paper, and then there's no point that we want to achieve when we read the item. Can she bear with us? Also, Speaker, Rule 6 has allowed you, when we have debated into length, to make a ruling. Thank you.
Councillors, can we deal with the item 15.1 and 15.4?
Speaker, will you allow me to say something, Speaker?
Yes, Amen.
Speaker, like I said before, I've got no problem with the item being discussed in the open committee, with the understanding that the locations be kept secret, and that councillors are careful when they debate the item, that they do not refer to those locations. Because once those locations are referred to in the open meeting, we can scrap them as a location that we can use for this. So if councillors want to do that, I'm quite happy that we do that. So the administration must know that the item cannot be made public until we make the redactions that's required. And councillors must also know that they cannot distribute the item that they've received, because that item contains information that must remain confidential. So it's only once we've done the redactions that we can then distribute the item. So if we do it under those circumstances, Speaker, then I'm quite happy that we proceed in the open meeting in respect of that.
Agreed, Speaker.
Councillor Matika, I see your hand is up. Councillor Salase.
Yes, Speaker. Madam Speaker, can you proceed in these two items we agree? Those other items that the municipal manager and the legal advisor must stay to the green paper. Can you continue these two, Speaker, please? Otherwise, we're buying time now.
Thank you, Councillor Salase. We are on item 15.1.